First question can be, what are the types of dimensions? So the types of dimensions are type 1 dimension, okay, where there is no history. Is it clear? So I'm making the cheat sheet here. So you just follow the cheat sheet. I will also put this Word document on the cloud so that you can access it anytime. Is it clear? So what are the types of dimensions? So this is type 1 dimension where there is no history. इसमें बेटा एकदम ध्यान रखना. So this is going to be. So basically, so samples which you have worked with are anything which related to dim underscore warehouse or dim underscore item, right? Anything here. हाँ तो तुम इसका जो sample है बेटा, I will just take SSMS. I will just take SSMS. Just 1 second. I will do it. Just 1 second. Within Power BI, if they are asking you, then which are the dimensions? So you can say that, okay, fine. That's it. Dim underscore company was a dimension and so forth. इसमें और कोई dimension actually there were not many dimensions, or you can even say a group was a dimension. So here, what you can say is I will put a snipping shot, है ना? और इसको ले करके बेटा you keep this document open when you're giving the interview, and try and keep this document open so that you can answer it straight away, right? Is it clear? So that is going to be first. The second is type 2 dimension, which we have actually not done for you, but it is that wherein you keep history. Primarily, the history is kept in two ways: effective from and effective to timestamps, right? And the current flag. Is it clear? So whichever is the latest row is your current flag, whichever is a past row is a P. And here for the last row, which is your current row, right? Your effective to timestamp is the end of time or null. Is this clear to everybody? तो या तो तुम 999 करोगे और 1231 इस तरीके से कर दो. So how the type 2 dimension works is, this I do not have much of, because I will not be able to show you right now from my own sample product, but this is type 2. So for example, name is this thing, address is this, right? And effective from and effective to. Is it clear? So say name is Apoorv, address is A1. This was currently effective from say 01, say 02 2020 to the end of time, which is going to be 31st 12 999. Is it clear? Now, if Apoorv goes from A1 address to A2 address on the 4th of July, then the entries are going to be Apoorv address A1 effective from this particular date to the 4th of July. Then Apoorv A2. Now it is valid from 5th of July to the end of time. ये clear है कि नहीं है? इसमें बेटा confuse मत होना. So I have done a review of this before, but do not get confused in it. Is it clear? Because they can ask you. Type 3 dimension entails keeping the current row and the prior row. So for example, in a type 3 dimension, what will happen is that, say, suppose I have got this, but I keep another one. That means Apoorv This is AX. And before 01/2022, so this is 2020, 01/01/2018 to 31st/12/2019. ये तीन हो गए. So what it will do is it will keep only these two rows. ये तुम्हें समझ में आया कि नहीं आया? This is clear to you guys or not? So that is a type 3 dimension. Current row and the prior row. Clear है कि नहीं है? Is this clear? Within your SQL server from your Turbodata database, if you need to show, so the trick here is to show the dimension snapshot. So which are the dimensions which you can show? So you can say the type 1 dimensions, the samples that I've worked with are dim underscore category, anything here, dim underscore supplier, dim underscore warehouse, where simply an insert, update or delete was done. ये clear हो गया कि नहीं हो गया? बोलो. Any questions? Type 1, type 2, type 3 तुम लोग handle कर सकते हो कि नहीं कर सकते? You can handle it or not handle it. But I'll be teaching you the very, very basic here. Any questions? Rohit, Ritesh, Dipjyoti. अरे भैया unmute तो करो.
No, sir.
Now the next question would be what is, so type 4 dimension is type 1 plus type 2. But I'm keeping both of them together. Type 5 has been kept as blank. Abhi khula nahi hai. And type 6 is type 1 plus type 2 plus type 3. ये clear हो गया कि नहीं हो गया? Now, what is a conformed dimension? That will be your second question. What is a conformed dimension? So a conformed dimension is standard throughout the company. For example, the date dimension. So I'm adding the date dimension here. इसका जो date dimension है ना, dim underscore date. If you look at this date dim underscore date, and if you look at this procedure, इसमें initial incremental load, it will not have any initial and incremental load. Is this clear? Sorry, it will not have an incremental load, but it's a conformed dimension. Is this clear? So this snapshot, I'm keeping it for you. तो ये वहां पे बोल देना. So if they ask you for a conformed dimension, so guys simply take the snapshot and say, sir, conformed dimension is standard throughout the company, and this is it. So this is a conformed dimension. Within your Power BI file, if they ask you, then your date dimension dim underscore date is your conformed dimension. Is it clear? Yes or no? Yes or no?
Yes, yes, sir.
Okay. So straight, so you have to kill these questions. So usko मतलब ज़्यादा time मत दो उसमें. You should not get stuck on it. Conformed dimension. What is the conformed dimension? Straight away kill it. And if you have the cheat sheet with you, if you have a Zoom file, or if he's on a session with you, सीधा इसका copy paste कर देना. You just simply copy paste from here. Is this clear? Yes or no? तीसरा सवाल he can ask you is that what is a junk dimension? So junk dimension is like male or female or hour and seconds dimension. Suppose I've kept an hours bracket or a seconds bracket. So where we had used it is we had done it for a large FMCG company where they had lots of hour brackets. So they had said that 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. is forenoon. Then 12 p.m. to 3 p.m. is say noon. So what we had done was we had made a junk dimension for this. Is this clear? एक separate table बना दिया. Again, no incremental load. Is it clear or not? Everyone is clear? Okay. So junk dimension I cannot. Then it is going to be degenerate dimension. He can ask you degenerate dimension. So degenerate dimension का जो है, there is no separate dimension table for it. Okay. For example, if I look at this, select star from item underscore sales underscore order. Okay. Now, if I say entered by, I have not kept a separate dimension table for it. This is a degenerate dimension. ये clear हो गया कि नहीं हो गया? It's all bloody nomenclature. Clear है कि नहीं है? Yes or no?
Yes.
रट लो, just rote learn it. Clear है? Now fact tables. Okay. Now one question would be, what is a star schema and a snowflake schema, and where do you use them? So here, if you see in your this particular thing, everything is a star schema. One dimension, one this thing. Sorry, there has been some snowflaking here. So suppose I take select star from dim underscore item. Is it clear? It has a foreign key of another entity. So what is it? It's coming in from category, right? Yeah, vendor. So there is something called snowflaking here. Is this clear? एक dimension के ऊपर one, there is one more dimension. So snowflaking, what you can do here is you simply pick up dim underscore item and simply pick up dim category ID, dim vendor ID. ये mark करके उसको दिखा देना. Is this clear? Yes or no? Right? If you are in a Power BI interview, right, then what you can say is, where there's a snowflaking is when you're handling group, क्योंकि वो group का पूछ सकता है. So if I look at it here in ledger view, so I have looked at the group parent, right? And you're looking at it a foreign key here. नहीं आया समझ में? See, if I look at group here, because he will ask you star schema, you understand, right? So for example, dim underscore date to item fact is a case of straight star schema. Is this clear to everybody? Devjyoti, is it clear? Ritesh, is it clear? Rohit, is it clear?
सर स्नोफ्लेक स्कीमा और जो स्टार स्कीमा क्या वो एक मतलब सेम वर्क करता है कैसे?
कमाल की बात कर रहे हो. Snowflake is normalization.
ओके सर.
Snowflake is normalization, star is denormalization. So Snowflake you use when the intermediary table is one very large. Suppose there is a very large intermediary table. So when do you use a Snowflake schema? So when to use a Snowflake schema is when the dimension table could be very large, or there is hierarchy involved
Yeah.
in the dimension table. For example, ये वाला जो है तुम sample जो है वो रख लेना group. If I look at group has a hierarchy here. It's a name. It's got a parent hierarchy. There's a primary hierarchy. इसके में भी तो hierarchy है ना? Name,
Yes, sir.
parent hierarchy, primary group, right? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Is it clear, Rohit, or not?
Yes, sir.
So here I can use, I can justify what we call a Snowflake schema. I will keep groups separate, then keep a ledger master, and then keep the fact. But I did not keep it because I'd use calculate in Power BI. I'd use calculate in Power BI, so I did not keep it. I did not have to make a separate dimension table. So, but this is a case wherein you can keep via Snowflake. So you say that you have a hierarchy here like this. So here hierarchy jo hai, you can copy it. Is it clear? Because they can ask you anything. In the interview, they're entitled to ask you anything. So I am just basically going ahead with the points again. Is this clear? Any questions? Right. I'm not expecting you to know more than this currently. Okay. Then the fact tables. तो पहला जो फैक्ट का होता है कि वो पूछता है व्हाट इज अ फैक्टलेस फैक्ट. Factless fact is a fact table. What? With only surrogate keys from dimensions and no measures. Where is factless fact used? When I need to calculate the sum or count of dimension attribute. The factless fact beta इस तरीके से होगा. Power BI में I will show you is, say suppose I create a table, select with CT1 as select dim underscore item underscore ID from dim underscore item. ये मैंने किया. Select star into factless fact item from CT1. ये आया तो मैं समझ में आया कि नहीं आया? Right? So I have made this particular table. So this is a fact. Oh, it's in the database. It's already there. Let me just check. Select, sorry dear, star from factless underscore fact underscore item. ये मैंने suppose पकड़ा. Is it clear? इसमें केवल dim underscore item ID की surrogate की है. It has only got this. So when I need to count an item based on the fact and the measures, I would say select with CT1 as select count of distinct of dim underscore item underscore ID, which is B dot, comma. Now I can group it by anything an item. So I can say this, say details or item, right? So I say A dot item comma A dot details. इसे समझ आया बेटा कि नहीं आया? From dim underscore item A join factless fact item B on A dot dim underscore item ID is equal to B dot dim underscore item ID group by this. Now, do you understand how it works? So wherever a reporting tool is asking specifically for a star schema, a factless fact will be used for counting the dimension attribute. Is it clear? Yes or no? So you keep this as a snapshot for your factless fact, right? Is it clear? And select और बेटा ये वाला रख लो. Does this answer your factless fact question? Is it clear? Yes or no? Devjyoti, Rohit, Ritesh. Devjyoti, I need your profile, beta. Is it clear? ये clear है कि नहीं है? For guys, tell me ना, कुछ तो बोलो.
Yes, sir.
Ritesh,
हाँ, sir.
मैं बाद में repeat नहीं करूंगा. I will not repeat this again.
Okay, sir.
Devjyoti, this thing, because I'm trying to get this thing done because I don't want my guys to have a problem in the interview on this.
Okay, sir.
Yes, sir.
एकदम रटा होना चाहिए. ठीक है? Now next what I do is I come to the type of fact tables. बहुत ध्यान से देखना because this is going to पक्का come. There are two types बोल देना. There are two types of fact tables. One is cumulative and one is a snapshot. Simple है. ठीक है ना? Now cumulative, I'm giving you a sample here, which is a cumulative. So see, the trick in the interview is, Rohit, if you are on a screen, if you keep this open and if you keep this open, the trick is straight away show him a snapshot. What is the cumulative fact which you have used? Sir, my cumulative fact is wherein all the measures could be summed up by all the dimension attributes. For example, item underscore sales underscore order. Uska, there is no snapshot in a time. So if I look at star from, item underscore sales underscore order, right? So if I look at this, I have got sales quantity into rate, which is the amount, right? Now, if I can pick up any date dimension, dim warehouse, dim date ID, dim item ID, I can sum it by that. Am I clear? Yes or no? हाँ बेटा क्या ना? For example, with CT1 as select sum of sale underscore quantity as total underscore sale, comma B dot item. Is this clear? From item underscore sales underscore order A, join dim underscore item B on A dot dim underscore item underscore id is equal to b dot dim underscore. ये तुम्हें समझ में आया कि नहीं आया? Yes, no. Group by. Yeah. So I can group it easily by anything. Is it clear? Yes or no? ये समझ में आया बेटा कि नहीं आया? ये बेटा वहां पे जाके चेप देना. I can put it by dimension. I can put it by this. So this is my cumulative fact. Okay, इसमें बेटा there should be no hassles on this. I can take any dimension entity, you will be able to sum it. Yes or no? Rohit, is it clear बेटा?
यस सर. सर एक चीज पूछो सर.
हाँ पूछो.
सर क्यूमुलेटिव और क्यूमुलेटिव टोटल क्या एक ही चीज है सर?
नहीं अभी आप एक सेकेंड. क्यूमुलेटिव का ये फैक्ट हो गया. अभी आप कंफ्यूज मत हो. प्लीज वेट.
ओके सर.
प्लीज वेट. क्यूमुलेटिव टोटल
सर आपने यहाँ तो दो टेबल से वैल्यू निकाला है. यहाँ पे क्या क्या एक बार फिर से बताइए सर. क्यूमुलेटिव
ये आइटम सेल्स ऑर्डर लिया. मैं किसी से भी ग्रुप कर सकता ना. मैं ज्वाइन, आई कैन ज्वाइन इट बाय डेट डायमेंशन. आई कैन ग्रुप इट बाय डेट एंटिटीज आल्सो ना. मैं किसी से भी सम कर सकता हूं. देयर इज नो स्नैपशॉट.
Okay,
in
sir.
Power BI interview, if he says what is the problem, so Power BI interview may a cumulative measure. So the cumulative is handled through the measure. Right? For example, ledger underscore sum. In ledger underscore view. Now, if you look at this, the coding of the DAX here, in the coding of the DAX here, the ledger underscore view and ledger underscore sum. So if you look at this case here, sales underscore ledger, right? Here we have not done any all except or all selected, because it's a cumulative measure. Cumulative fact की तरह हमने deal किया. We have dealt it with the cumulative fact. Is this clear? Yes or no?
Yes sir.
बच्चों clear है कि नहीं है? रितेश बेटा clear है कि नहीं है?
हाँ सर.
So the trick in this interviews is, see, he selects you, does not select you is a separate matter. I'm not released for it because interviews are very, very tricky. This thing is, but if you give an example along with your interview, the chances are more. Right? Because your interviewer at the other end is probably a disinterested guy also. He's just out to reject. He might have selected somebody, he might be there to reject you, or there are so many people, or you want someone with very high experience. We cannot stop that. I cannot change it. What is, what is. So, but you have to try and give it with an example. That's the best you can do. Is it clear? So if, for example, a data architect is asked, boss, I'm giving you Amazon, Flipkart, this thing, data, how will you make a data warehouse? No, 1 minute, a person cannot answer that question. It's an absurd question. So I'm not getting into that. Right. So now this is the one thing. Now coming down to snapshot. Snapshot is fixed at a certain level of hierarchy. Now in your SQL interview, you have got examples of snapshot from ABC categorization. Not आप ABC मत लो आप, slightly difficult. For example, item sales order monthly. It's fixed at the month. I cannot go below to the date. So up to from month onwards, I can accumulate it, but below month, I cannot do. Is this clear? Yes or no? Yes or no, beta here? Guys, is it clear? नहीं आया समझ में? बेटा मंथली वाला जो केस है ना, आई कैनॉट गो डाउन टू द डेट एट्रीब्यूट ना, डेट एंट्री से मैं ग्रुप बाय नहीं कर सकता. Or anything to do with inventory. So for example, actually you guys have not done it because I did not put you onto that very tough one, but select star from moving average rate. Now what's happening here is that for a given date, I'm calculating the cost of goods sold and closing stock value. This is valid for that date only. So if I take two different dates, I cannot sum up my closing stock value. ये clear है कि नहीं है? I will only take an average. नहीं आ रहा है क्या समझ में? Is it very tough? बोलो. हाँ बेटा. Okay, what I will do is right now is I will give you this file. I will give you this. I'll put it on YouTube. Rote learn it. इसको 3-4 बारी देख लेना एक बार. Okay. Join dim underscore item B on a dot dim underscore item underscore ID. Is it clear? मैंने suppose ये लिया. Out of this, so which CT1 has this? Select. Just 1 second. So now what happens is, so select say item, comma, date underscore description, comma, and closing underscore stock underscore value from CT1. Select star from CT2. Now, if you look at this particular item, this particular date, this is my value. आया समझ में कि नहीं आया? नहीं आया. So where item is equal to अब समझ में आया? This date, this is my value. This date, this is my value. अच्छा भैया, अगर नहीं समझ में आ रहा है तो वीडियो, you guys see the video and finish it up because I can't go over. This is a snapshot. Is it clear? So if they ask you, okay, fine, anything to do with inventory or cash balances or balance sheet entries will come here. Is it clear? Example, moving underscore average underscore rate. Is it clear on this? Yes or no? रोहित, रितेश, तुम दोनों के एक एक बार फटाफट इंटरव्यूज हैं. Is it clear? Yes or no? ना?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Now in your Power BI interview, it is to do at the ledger sum, anything with the balance sheet. So if I look at my cash ledger balance wala, what I have done is less than equal to maximum date. Is tithi for this, below this date is my cash balance. It's a snapshot at that time. Is this clear? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes or no? For snap